Joe Parker is also the man, but in a different way. Joe Parker deserves his shot at a world title. And let's not forget, Parker lost his WBO world title to AJ in a snoozer in Wales. It was a terrible fight. It just didn't gel, but that's a long time ago. That's a young Joe Parker, that's a younger AJ. They're at very different stages of their career.
Joseph Parker is a heavyweight powerhouse who has more than proven his worth in the ring. His career has been filled with incredible moments that showcase his skill, heart, and unrelenting drive to reach the top. Parker has never backed down from a challenge, stepping into the ring against some of the biggest names in boxing and giving it everything he's got. His performance against Martin Bacol was a masterclass, proving he's not just ready for a title shot, he's coming for it. His determination to reclaim what he once held and make history again is undeniable. With each fight, he silences critics and reminds everyone why he's a force to be reckoned with. If there's any justice in boxing, Parker has earned the opportunity he's long deserved, and the heavyweight division better take notice.
He said that he's only got 2 fights left. Okay, one of them I'm pretty sure was Dubois, and I think that was Dubois under the premise of being 2-time undisputed champion. But now that's gone on it. That's pretty much out. So he beats Dubois again, he gets his IBF back, but in the process loses his WBO to Joe Parker in some capacity. And Joe Parker deserves his shot, 100%. Joe Parker deserves everything that he has worked for. He has changed his career. He's under Andy Lee now. He's
made it clear he only has 2 fights left, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The first was supposed to be against Daniel Dubois, with the goal of becoming a 2-time world champion. However, with that dream slipping away, Parker remains on the hunt for what he believes is rightfully his. His focus has shifted, and he's ready to take on any heavyweight standing in his way. If he faces Dubois again, there's a chance he could reclaim the IBF title, and in doing so, the WBO belt could also fall into his hands. One thing is certain, Parker absolutely deserves this shot. He has worked relentlessly, and his career turnaround is nothing short of impressive. With Andy Lee guiding him, Parker has become a different kind of fighter, smarter, more composed, and more dangerous. His trajectory has changed, and now the world title is within reach. It's time for Parker to seize what's his, and no one can deny it anymore. He has earned this opportunity, and the boxing
insinuates that you believe that Oleksandr Usyk is going to give up that belt, and therefore Joseph Parker will be upgraded from interim champion.
My understanding is that he may do that, but he may choose Joseph Parker. He's got the option to choose Joseph Parker over Daniel Dubois as well. That's the option it gives him. And there are talks going on, I understand.
The world is watching. Is it finally Parker's time to shine, or is the world title still out of his reach? Comment below with your thoughts. Meanwhile, Adam Catterall didn't hesitate to stir the pot when discussing Oleksandr Usyk's future. He dropped a bombshell that could shake up the heavyweight division. Usyk might be on the verge of vacating his title. If that happens, Parker could be elevated from interim champion to full world champion, a move that would dramatically change the landscape of the division. The stakes are monumental, and Catterall didn't sugarcoat the situation. If Usyk vacates, it opens the door for Parker to finally claim the top spot. The speculation is already spreading. Could this be Parker's defining moment? Oleksandr Usyk still holds the power to dictate his next challenger, and all signs point to Joseph Parker as the frontrunner. While Adam Catterall also mentioned Daniel Dubois,
Dubois that pulled out of the fight, not Joseph Parker. And it was Daniel Dubois that put himself out of line for it. So why would Daniel Dubois be awarded a direct crack of Usyk when he pulled out the fight? So the right person to get the crack should be Joseph Parker. Why not? He was the one that turned up to fight. He fought, got the job done.
The buzz surrounding Parker is deafening. There are talks happening right now, and this could be a game changer, Catterall said, fueling speculation. With the heavyweight division on the brink of chaos, the question remains, will Parker finally get his moment, or will he be shut out once again? Things are about to get even more explosive. Johnny Nelson didn't hold back when addressing the state of the heavyweight division, calling the decision to give Dubois another shot at Usyk completely flawed. Dubois was the one who pulled out of the previous fight, yet he's being handed another opportunity while Parker, who stepped up and took on the toughest challenges, is left waiting. Nelson made it clear. Parker didn't hesitate, didn't back down, and deserves the title shot. Meanwhile, the decision to favor Dubois raises serious questions about fairness in boxing. If the sport valued merit and hard work,
Frank Warren is probably going round to Team Parker right now, begging him, please, please, Joseph, please, Joe, let my little nephew Dubois, let him get an undisputed fight, please, I beg you, Joseph. I'll do anything. I'll give you £5 million. Hell no, fuck no. Joseph Parker's like, hell no, Frank. Nah, I'm a warrior. I want to fight the best. I ain't taking no fucking side money.
Parker would be next in line. Instead, boxing politics threatens to reward those who step aside rather than those who earn their place. Behind the scenes, Frank Warren is likely scrambling, trying to convince Parker to step aside and let Dubois take the Usyk fight instead. You can almost picture Warren pleading, trying to persuade Parker to give up his shot and allow Dubois to take center stage. But Parker, being the absolute warrior he is, won't back down. He has earned his moment, and if boxing is about fairness, it's time for him to step into the ring for the world title. Joseph Parker isn't having any of it. His intentions are crystal clear. This isn't about money or side deals. It's about challenging the best and proving himself against the toughest competition. No.
And the Usyk-Parker fight, I think, is a good fight. Parker's on a bit of a roll. He's just beaten Martin Bakole. That was a great knockout. I know Bakole was flying in late from the Congo and he was tired, but that shot on the top of his head sent his equilibrium and he got stretchered and he got ironed out. It was all over the place. The fight had to be stopped. So, although it was a good win for Parker, he's not going to get great credit for it. But do I want to see Parker in the ring with Usyk rather than Dubois against Dubois?
One, not even Frank Warren, is going to sway him from his mission. While Warren may be working overtime to clear a path for Daniel Dubois, Parker's focus remains locked on one thing: the world title. The heavyweight division better brace itself because Parker is coming for the top, and no behind-the-scenes efforts will hold him back. A storm is brewing, and it's Parker's time to shine. Meanwhile, Carl Froch didn't hesitate to stir the pot when discussing a potential clash between Oleksandr Usyk and Parker. He's clearly intrigued by the matchup, especially considering Parker's recent form. There's no denying Parker is on fire. He's been tearing through his opponents, and his brutal knockout of Martin Bakole was a statement. A vicious shot to the top of Bacole's head completely threw the fighter off balance, leaving him with no chance of recovery. That kind of power sent shockwaves through.
Are you thinking that the Usyk-Dubois fight still happens even though that fight's been ordered?
Yeah, and nobody knows what's gonna. Well, nobody knows. There's rumours flying around that they're talking to each other to try and make that fight with Dubois and Usyk. But our preference is to fight Usyk, and we commend Gustavo at the WBO for ordering this fight, because I think Joe deserves the fight. Joe deserves the fight.
The division. However, Froch wasn't quick to jump on the Parker hype train. While he acknowledged the win, he wasn't ready to call it the performance of a lifetime. The real debate remains. Who deserves to face Usyk? Parker, with all the momentum on his side, or Dubois, who is still being pushed into the conversation? The tension is building, and the questions keep coming. Parker or Dubois? That's the million-dollar question. Andy Lee, however, isn't holding back. Joseph Parker versus Oleksandr Usyk is inevitable. The WBO has officially ordered Usyk to defend his title against Parker within 30 days, effectively cornering the undisputed champion with no way out. Lee is clear. Parker has earned this shot, and there's no room for excuses anymore. Meanwhile, Usyk's negotiations with other potential opponents are now irrelevant.
I'm sure he'll want to defend his belts, and I'm sure he'll want to fight Joe. But well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. They have how many days to enter negotiations? There's not been any of that. I haven't heard anything about that yet, but Joe's got a great manager in David Higgins. He's also got Spencer Brown on his team. So they will be fighting for his side.
He's been put on notice, and the boxing world is watching. Will Usyk step up and prove he's the best, or will he try to avoid the challenge altogether? Parker, on the other hand, has crushed every opponent in his path, and with the WBO's ruling, he's closer than ever to his long-awaited shot at the world title. Joseph Parker is on the verge of greatness. The heavyweight division is heating up, and this fight could change everything. With only 30 days on the clock, everything is on the line. Will Oleksandr Usyk rise to the challenge, or will Parker be left chasing shadows? The drama is about to unfold. As the battle intensifies, the stakes couldn't be higher. Andy Lee's recent comments have only fueled the tension, as Usyk's reign is now being questioned like never before.
A lot of people think, based on that, I can see that fight happening. However, though, if it's going to go down like that, my counterpunch would be either Joseph Parker has the fight for that vacant title of the WBA. It shouldn't be just given to him, because I think he would rather fight for it anyway. I think he should fight for that WBA title. I think if he wins that title, he'll become the WBA.
With the WBO's mandate for a title defense, all eyes are on Parker. His camp is pushing hard, and the urgency is undeniable. The biggest question now is whether Usyk will answer the call or try to avoid Parker altogether. Meanwhile, as the politics of boxing play out behind the scenes, Parker remains unwavering. He has put in the work, fought the fights, and now stands ready for his shot at the world title. The division is on the verge of a major shakeup, and the question lingers. Will Parker finally get what he deserves, or will boxing politics continue to dictate the future of the heavyweight division? Parker is standing on the edge of history, and it's time for the boxing world to take notice. The WBO title is within his grasp, and if justice prevails, he will be the next to wear the crown. This isn't some fluke shot, it's a well-earned opportunity. Parker has obliterated so-called dangerous contenders, proving time and again.
Joseph Parker in the immediate aftermath called out Oleksandr Usyk, and for me personally, if ever there was a guy who deserves a world title shot, if ever there was a guy who deserved a crack at Oleksandr Usyk, even though Daniel Dubois is a champion, for me, it's got to be Joseph Parker.
That he belongs at the top. He is relentless, a true beast in the ring, and now the moment has come for him to claim his place as the division's next great champion. Joseph Parker isn't just chasing a title, he wants to dominate with it. Yet, the heavyweight division remains plagued by politics and bureaucracy, keeping real fighters like Parker from their deserved glory. The fact that his shot is still debated is absurd. He has faced the toughest, beaten the best, and now it's his time to shine. If Parker claims the WBO title, it won't just be a victory, it'll be a statement. The entire division will have no choice but to acknowledge his dominance. Parker has done more than enough to earn a world title shot. After his dominant win, he made it crystal clear. He's ready for the toughest challenge out there, Oleksandr Usyk. Realistically, who deserves it more? Parker demolished Martin Bakole, a fighter most heavyweights avoid, and did it in devastating fashion. Meanwhile, boxing politics continue to push other names forward, disregarding the fact that Parker has consistently fought and beaten top-tier competition. Daniel Dubois may hold a belt, but when it comes to proving yourself at the elite level, Parker is on another level. The question now is whether boxing will reward the rightful contender or let behind-the-scenes deals dictate the division's future. Parker has earned this shot, but will he get it? The burning question remains, can Parker truly dethrone Usyk, or will the clash of styles leave him outclassed? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more explosive boxing content.